As you can see, it's 20%, not a long one, 360 metres, but it feels like it goes on forever. And now the question is, back in that chasing group, Cancellara, how much has he got? Will he be able to, really put in a big effort on this one and try and make it across? He needs to try and get rid of the two chasers because they're not going to work. I don't think Erviti is going to last too long, but can Niki Terpstra cling on to Cancellara?
Coming to the fore goes Sepp van Mark, and he's decided to offer Peter Sagan a little bit of assistance here, but more than that, I think he needs to shake him out. He needs to shake him off and hopefully just do something. But Sagan sails alongside as if to prove that he's still got what he takes, and he's delivering the power. He stays seated and meted, and look at this. He is absolutely ripping up this climb. If Sagan gets to the end, this could be the ultimate shootout. We'll wait and see. Van Mark is going backwards. He's going into the clutches of Cancellara, as you can see. Terpstra's also starting to struggle, and Sagan has gone here. Is this going to be the supreme solo? Are we going to see a double world champion winning day after Armistead did it in the women's race? Will Sagan do it here? 30.1 to go. He rounds that difficult section. He's been over the hardest bit. Now can he sustain it all the way to the line? Big question.
Yes, it's going to be a big ask because Cancellara is coming up very quickly to join up with Sepp van Mark, and this is going to be the difficult one maybe for Sagan, because the two, if Van Mark can contribute in the chase with Cancellara, well then it's going to be really difficult for Sagan to stay out there. And we know that the qualities of Cancellara, time trialing, that is his real forte point. So for Sagan, he is going to have to put in a big effort to hold off the two.
And look who is here. Lars Boehmer's made it in, I believe. Dylan van Baarle also hanging on, but Sagan, supreme at descending, as you know, is going for this. 15 seconds he's got on Cancellara at the moment. He's going to need all of that. 12.7 is the kilometres to go. 30 seconds back though, the other group. Well, we always say that the rule of thumb is a minute for every 10 Ks if you're going to catch a break. But if it's a one-man break, he's totally determined. It is, of course, Peter Sagan. If he adds this to his rainbow jersey, this will ensure his place, as if he wasn't there already, amongst the absolute greats. They used to talk about the Sagan era, and then it kind of went dark a little bit until he won the World Championship. He's now started picking up results, and this would be, Sean, an amazing monument if he manages to pull this off. He's only got 12 seconds though of advantage. That's a huge ask, even for a mighty rider such as Peter Sagan. He's going for it, Sean.
Well, you've got to go for it. You just have to pull every bit of energy out there and try and hold on to this slender lead. 14 seconds, it is growing, and now it's a question of freshness. How fresh is Cancellara? How fresh is Peter Sagan? And of course Peter Sagan, he has committed quite early. He's been out there for longer than Cancellara, and we can see Cancellara, he's going to get into the time trial mode, but again, will he be able to claw back? 12 seconds, it sounds nothing, but at this point, after such a difficult race, it's so difficult to close down 50 metres, not alone 12 or 13 seconds.
Let's not forget that Sepp van Mark and Cancellara have been together before.
Well, they have been together before, and I'm not sure if Sepp van Mark, he has really suffered. We could see on the Patersberg, he's just not able to follow Peter Sagan, so he's getting very much to the end of his energy as well. If he rides with Cancellara, well then, maybe they can join up with Sagan, and if he can play his cards right, possibly he could do something, but all depends how he's feeling. And if the group behind is coming up, that might push him to ride, because the place on the podium is so important for a Belgium. Even to get in the top three in this race, it's of major importance.
Van Mark came into the Roubaix Velodrome with Cancellara a few years ago, and all bets, of course, were on Sepp van Mark. He knows the track. It should have been his day. It wasn't his day. That's going to be going through his mind right now, Sean.
Yes, well, of course, he knows if he rides with Cancellara, yes, I think he will hold on. It's possible that he's been, the director sportive has given him the advice. The advantage you've got, he can just maybe knock it back a fraction when he has 17 or 8 seconds. But when it starts to come down, of course, then you have to push on again. And it's going to be a real interesting one now. Is it going to come under the 14 seconds? If it goes down to 10 seconds, well then we would be saying I think he's starting to struggle out front, but we're getting closer to the finish. 4.8 to go. It's a situation for Castelli and Mark where they're going to start running out of road with the advantage of still at 15 seconds.
Well, it seems that Cancellara, the way it stands at the moment, it goes up to 16, 17 seconds. It seems that Cancellara is not going to make it. An unprecedented 4 victories in Flanders, and of course his career, he's declared, is drawing to a close at the end of this season. Sepp van Mark will race on, but he's a big man with a big heart, and but is it going to be minor places for him today? Remains to be seen. Bonen, Os and Lutsenko, you're looking at them now as they go under this 5Ks to go banner. 18 seconds is up to now, and now we start to believe in Sagan's capabilities of delivering this. Such a tenuous margin. We thought that Cancellara would be in closing mode. Well, so it has proven, and these guys, I think now, winning the men's race, and right now that looks like exactly what's going to happen. 18 seconds is the gap as we go up to 3.7 kilometres from home. That says 4. It's a little less than that. The Airbridge man has placed it in the wrong place. In the right place is Sagan. He's going, Sean. He's bidding for glory, and Cancellara must surely know that he's got a lead weight, an anchor on his back in the form of Sepp van Mark, who's not going to be given to help out too much here, surely. 20 seconds now, Sagan. 21 seconds, 22 seconds. It's extending, Sean.
Yes, well, I think Sepp van Mark is giving his all. What he's got, he's giving here. I know with Cancellara, it looks like that he's not maybe contributing, but he is. The last number of kilometres, he's been really giving very much. I think he's all. But Sagan, it looks like he's too strong for the two, and that is something. Cancellara, you will be getting time checks, and when you see that Sagan is not slowing down at all, well, that is going to be very demoralising for the two chasers, especially for Cancellara, because known as a super time trialist, when you cannot close down in the first number of kilometres after the Patersberg, and we can see it's starting to grow out more and more.
3Ks to go. The ticker says 2.8. I think the ticker's right. It's GPS based. 24 seconds he's got now. Peter Sagan is underscoring his greatness, Sean. He's had so much disappointment. He started winning, we remind you. Gent-Wevelgem runner-up, of course, in the E3 and Tirreno Adriatico. But this is going to be an enormous moment in what is still a very young career for this man.
Well, of course, the last 3-4 years we've been talking about Sagan a lot. When he burst onto the scenes 4 or 5 years ago in the Paris-Nice, I think it was the first major once where he won 2 stages, and we said this is a rider who is going to win many big classics, and he has struggled in the past years, getting very close, being in the final, but not managed to pull off a big one, a monument. And then of course winning the World Championships last year. Now he's going to go on and win one of the big classics, the Tour of Flanders, and what a way he's won it. He took up the race, took the race into his hands a long ways out, wasn't afraid to go on the attack with Kwiatkowski and Sepp van Mark. He could have waited, started marking Cancellara, did that waiting game, because he's a sprinter. Sometimes that is the mentality, but Peter Sagan, no, he just goes out, takes the race by the scruff of the neck, and the way he's winning is chapeau.
Oh, it's unbelievable. 24 seconds the gap. It's holding. He's got 1,800 metres to go. They hit the 2K to go marker. The Flamme Rouge beckons, of course, for Peter Sagan. What an amazing young man, and he is still very much in the centre of his career, and he's standing on a mountain at the moment. He can see where he's been, he can see where he's going, and to be honest, right now the odds are rapidly shortening on this man for the Olympic Games. He'll probably go to Rio and bid for gold. He's a world champion, he'd like to be an Olympic champion, but today, as far as the Low Countries are concerned, he is the King of Flanders, and by a margin of 25 seconds. This is absolutely outstanding. The Flamme Rouge is going to belong to him, and so is the title here, and it couldn't happen, quite frankly, to a bigger star in the firmament of cycling. He's got so many fans. He's edgy, he's hard to read, he's humorous, he's a rock star, Sean, and today this is his stage, and what a performance.
What a performance, and as you said, he is great for cycling because he is that style of guy, a rock star style, and that is good for the sport. I think, to change that image, it has been changing for quite a long time, and to win Tour of Flanders with the rainbow jersey on our back, it must be a great feeling.
Must be an absolutely outstanding feeling, and it's been an outstanding performance by Peter Sagan. The puppy balls to the fore, the crowd goes suitably crazy, and they know that they're welcoming their champion. Fabian Cancellara, he set out to make it 4 victories in the great race. It's going to be denied him by an absolutely supreme talent. The Sagan era is alive and well. More chapters surely to be written, but this page, I think, will be turned down at the corner as an extra special day for an extra special rider. Rock and roll, Peter Sagan, here he comes. That line belongs to him, and it must be so welcome for our world champion. Peter Sagan, chapeau, sir. What about that, Sean? We stand as one, and we welcome home a true champion.
What can you say? It's certainly a true champion, and he has had to wait for a long time to win his first monument, but in what style he has won it. As I mentioned, the way he went out and rode this race in the final, that is Peter Sagan style.
Cancellara finishes second and waves to the crowd and shakes his head. He gave everything he possibly could. Blows his cheeks out. Van Mark crosses the line.